Bloomburrow is only 60 days away. This anticipated set may be the hottest thing that players have been looking forward to in all of 2024. But that doesn't mean that this set is guaranteed to be a home run success. It's going to come down to cards, and it's going to come down to pricing. For all the Magic sets in 2024, most players I've discussed this with, stores in anticipation, everyone is talking about Bloombarrow. And it's right around the corner at just over 60 days away. But that doesn't mean that everything is going to go well. There's a lot to cover in today's video. So welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me on the channel today. And a reminder, of course, if you enjoy today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bell because I got new content every single day. So let's think about Bloombarrow for a second. This is a standard set. This is just like Outlaws of Thunder Junction and like Murders at Karlov Manor. This set probably is going to have a fair price point for what Wizards of the Coast's expectations are. Most players won't be anticipating some kind of jacked up price, but if there are amazing cards, there is nothing stopping an LGS, an Amazon, or anyone in between from jacking up the prices to test the water and to see if they can come out on top. And this is where players will find themselves either deciding to go the singles route or, of course, go ahead and buy a box because it is Bloomburrow. This is reminding people of everything from Redwall all the way through to the Secrets of Nim. We have so many old school type of cartoons to get nostalgic after this that there's a lot of points that players are looking forward to seeing, and they're hoping it meets their expectations. I still say, as in previous videos, it looks like a mini D&D adventure packed with animals instead of your regular D&D adventuring party. But let's touch base here, because with the pricing of this product, we have some stuff we have to show you. If you go on Amazon right now, this box price is $279 and some change. And the idea that this is going to fluctuate, the idea you might see a little bit of give and take, is something you want to know about. There will be a slight dip or a slight increase, but I'm not expecting anything radically different. If you compare this to other products that we've seen so far and where the sales have gone, you can't really expect too much low, too much high because it's a standard set. That gives us a lot of information right there about what to expect in a set like Bloomburrow. Now, if we jump over to the Play Booster boxes, which I'm expecting to see higher sales volumes for this particular product. And the reason I'm stating that to you guys is you can see here $170 US if you were buying a box, and the reason I would be anticipating a higher result of sold boxes is because players who want to experience this, like myself, no matter what, are going to buy at least one box to have some fun with it. Now, normally I would not say this is going to happen because Play Booster boxes are still more expensive than we traditionally saw in the last 5 years, but there's enough of a nostalgic attachment that you are going to see sales of those go up, whereas collector boxes, no matter really what they put in, it's probably going to be a normal sales volume for those products. I'm not expecting anything spicy, and that's why I really don't think the prices for a collector box are really going to fluctuate in any meaningful way. You'd have to have some God-given card that blows people's minds, some kind of weird addition they've added in that just gets people on board of buying them, and I can't see it right now from the expectations I would have from Wizards of the Coast. I just don't see them doing it after what we've just seen come out of Modern Horizons 3. It seems a little bit lacking. So if I go on to our next image here, even this I'm mentioning, and that's going to be the 9-pack Play Booster like bundle packs. I wouldn't normally mention these. They're not something I normally cover, but here's the thing. Outlaws of Thunder Junction, even Murders at Karlov Manor had much higher sales of those products than we traditionally see. And usually bundle packs, they're like a one and done. If you look at my background here, you'll see I have like hundreds of them. It is a one and done product, which means because of the cardboard and the thickness and stuff, they don't reissue these. They're just too expensive, too time consuming, and they don't bother. It's one, move on to the next. If the sales volumes are high, they'll increase production for the next set. If they're lower, then they keep it at a minimal amount, kind of keeping within that certain range they probably expected in the first place. But those sales volumes are going higher because players can't afford to jump into the more expensive products of play booster boxes, nor do they, not everyone can afford a collector box, so they find themselves now in that middle road of shrinkflation and going the route of the smaller, lighter, less expensive in their minds of how much cash they're outlaying to buy it, and that is going to be the bundle pack. Now, our next image here, this is interesting. If you go right now and look at Murders at Karlov Manor, you can see a play booster box is $107. The bundle pack is $37.45. You see the commander decks for $137, and of course the collector box is $165. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this is if you take a look at that product line and we compare that against Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Outlaws of Thunder Junction has not changed. The prices are exactly what they were at release. It is holding up really well, and they see no reason to drop their prices. With a product like Murders at Karlov Manor, which did very poorly and was received poorly, they've had to drop the product down to move it out the door, and even then it's moving quite slowly. With something like Bloomburrow, the initial pre-order sales, at least the information I've gotten from about 15 stores so far, are way above the norm. Okay, bundle packs sold out, play booster boxes sold out, as much as the store is going to allow, by the way, because stores just learned from Modern Horizons 3. So there is a cutoff point for all the stores I've dealt with, and they've all sold out the play booster box, and the bundle packs are done already. Whoever decided to order them, that's as far as the store is willing to go. Doesn't mean they don't have more coming in their actual allocation, but they're not willing to, make a miscall and have to cancel orders. They've learned their lesson, it looks like. And not just the stores I deal with, but a lot of other stores that I've tried to reach out to have told me they're not going to make that mistake again. But they're not going to outlay tons of cash. They're willing to have this set rotate in, which means over time they'll reorder the product. You're probably wondering why? It's a standard product. It's going to be around for years. There is no rush to get the product. There might be a rush from the players who want to experience it right away, but from a store standpoint, they can just slowly keep rotating this product in over and over and over again as it's required not to have it sit on a shelf. Oh, we're down to one box? I'll order another one from distribution. Oh, we've already sold 5 or 6 packs from the last box? Okay, now I'll rotate it in. They're not willing to have examples of that product on the shelf for years on end. It's a different world. Players have to get used to it, but so do the stores. And they're starting to adapt, and so are players. That's why we see bundle packs selling a lot more. Now, the last one I want to show you guys. If you take a look locally at Bloomburrow, you can see here $329, $209. You can see all these prices, right? Now, unlike Murders at Karlov Manor, which was really low, and unlike what we know about Thunder Junction, which is holding right on par, you can expect Bloomburrow to stay where it is. That was the Canadian pricing from 401 Games. They have not adjusted the prices since they posted it up. The same, they haven't changed their prices for Modern Horizons 3 since they posted it. It means it's selling well enough they don't have to do anything. But Murders at Karlov Manor did so bad that stores started discounting that stuff right away. So what we can take away from the information being gleaned from previous sets, future sets, and where the player mentality is and nostalgic attachment is Bloomburrow right now, with name, only a few cards being shown, and kind of the general storyline, already has the attention of a lot of people. And unlike some of the other sets, I'm really looking forward to really focusing and kind of really getting in on this set because it really has gripped me. I have a lot of attention for this set, and I want to see how it's going to play out. I don't know if it's going to be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to be mediocre. I don't know what cards are adding in. All I know is there are reserve list cards that got bought a lot of, things in the Deranged Hermit, and of course all those kinds of creature elemented cards because players want to build and expand on tribal themes. I love that idea. I love the idea of being able to build something new based on a new set. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be done right now. Remember, a lot of these cards are attachment cards. Just like we saw cards like Echoing Deep, and like we've seen cards like Urza's Cave come out in Modern Horizons 3, there will be connecting cards that let us do all kinds of crazy stuff. And this will be no different. You just have to look for it. So when spoiler season comes along, I probably will cover this one a lot more than I have for, say, Modern Horizons 3, just because I'm so fascinated by the topic of what this set can be. And if it sells well, and if Wizards of the Coast builds this set correctly, players will want it and they will want to come back. But that will not mean that they can justify a price increase, which is the problem they're going to face. If they see this product sell really well, If players dive in on Bloomburrow and love the set because of some cards inside, maybe the power level's fairly decent and there's a lot of good storyline stuff that just gets people involved, Wizards of the Coast may take that as a green light to jack up prices if they go back there again. And that's what you don't want to have happen. And hopefully Wizards of the Coast has learned that lesson ahead of time. But honestly, I doubt they have. I think they will take that as a green light and jack up prices another 5 to 10%, thinking they can push the button that much further. And I really don't think they can, but they'll try to do it. Either way, I can't wait to see what you guys think. Does the pricing for this set mean a green light for you or a red light? Or are you moving ahead cautiously with a yellow light saying, maybe I'm going to buy a little bit? Because the bundle packs definitely tell me that players are interested. The play booster box is selling. Tell me that players are kind of on par with this. They like what they see, even from the beginning. Collector boxes, by the way, are not doing badly. They're just not selling nearly as many right now. And that's probably players holding off until they know the actual contents inside the set, which makes perfect sense. Either way, I can't wait to read your comments in the comment section. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget, Saturday will be an amazing day. It is our top 10 selling cards, and you won't believe some of the cards you're going to see. And then Sunday is the reserve list top 10, of course, followed by 6:30 live stream Eastern Standard Time, and that'll be the Patreon giveaway. And of course, we'll be talking about Magic the Gathering and what's going on with Modern Horizons 3. Thanks again, guys, for stopping by my channel. Have an awesome day today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, well, well. Names passing by, post-credits beginning, and before you know it, we'll be at the end of this and on to the Ramble Jamble. But right now, let's take a moment to recognize. These are the patrons of the channel. These are the people who support the channel each and every day. From YouTube membership members to my Patreon and all those wonderful people in between. They make it happen each and every day. Thanks again, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Guys, welcome back to the end. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. So, I was really surprised to see how many bundle packs have sold. It's about double what I've normally seen from the last time I checked in. And that was before Murders at Karlov Manor. The set before that. That was, Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I think I have stats on Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I think that was the one. Sorry, my apologies. But the idea that we have gotten this far ahead, and again, it is still a form of shrinkflation. It's what players can afford to buy. But they don't seem to find that too bad of a price point to get the 9 packs, which I can understand. But it's funny to think that you could get 4 of them for $200, right? Which is only a few bucks more, but you get the boxes. Like, it makes you wonder. Anyway, players will decide for themselves. It's very interesting to see this stuff play out. It reminds me of people back in the day deciding, do I want to get a booster box? Or when these were like, $39 or $29.99, or do I get 4 of these? It's kind of that exact same price point now. It's interesting to see how players still think the same way 10 years later. It's fascinating. I'm looking forward as well to really the breakdown of the set. That will get a lot of players either on board or standoffish, and that will tell us a lot about how the collector boxes are going to sell. Because there's still a lot of other older collector boxes sitting on shelves doing nothing for stores. If you look at something like Dominaria United, it sells like 1 box a week on something like TCG Player. 1 or 2 boxes a week. Locally, nothing's been sold for months on all the stores I check in with. Months. It tells you what happens to older product that doesn't have cards that won't get reprinted. Right, reserve list? Yeah, you guys know it's true. Anyway, you made it to the Ramble Jamble. You made it to the end. And what I gotta say? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Haha, we're out of here.